This is Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. The just Lord Yahweh is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust know no shame. I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honor to our apostles, our elder bishops, the great millstone, and well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing the true doctrine across the four winds of the earth in all truth and sincerity. I'm Lamar Ariyah from the Mississippi Camp. Lord willing, this be an edifying lesson. And this is just a quick lesson through the Spirit, going into witnessing judgment of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai real time. And I was on my way to camp, as I do every Friday. And this vehicle was in front of me, maybe about 5-6 car lengths. And the person in the car lost control. And you can see they kind of went off the road a little bit, dust flying, they came back on, but they could never get back right in the street. So they went off the road, and the vehicle went airborne. And when it went airborne, where it was actually going, it's like a 30, 40, 50 foot drop, And, I seen the vehicle go airborne and just disappeared because this is how deep the drop was. So as I got closer where it happened, I pulled over, put my emergency lights on, and I went down there, and this other young lady had pulled up as well. And you really couldn't see nobody in there, but it hit a tree head on once it had went airborne and went down in the drop. And the lady was hunched over, and her head was between the door and the steering wheel, and you can kind of tell it's like she was gasping for air because she was hunched over, but you can see, movement, all right? And the lady was about to open the door, and you know how you can open the door, but you're not opening it all the way. Is it a latch? Because when she pulled the door, that little bit of opening, the lady that was in the car shifted, so if she would open the door, she maybe would have fallen out. And I was like, we don't need to open the door. You need to let the emergency response people get here. So I hit up 911 and called them, gave them the location, the street, and everything. And you can still see like movement. And I believe she was gasping for air. She couldn't raise up. She wasn't responsive as far as talking. It's like she was knocked out, gasping for air. And it's crazy, man, because, just witnessing this accident. And I mean, the tree, the front of the car was about wrapped around the tree. The airbags had deployed, smoke coming out of the radiator. And I didn't know who it was, but the lady said she knew who it was, and because she was trying to get up with her niece. And few people live locally. There's like a tree line where the car had hit, and there's a couple of trailers over there where people live, and they kind of start migrating over there, just checking out the scene and everything. But personally, I feel like she wasn't going to make it, just based upon the lack of movement, and just that breathing of gasping. I could tell that she was trying to get air, So going on, like I said, I called the 911. They supposed to have been sending out the people, but I had to go. I told them, I got to go because I'm trying to get to camp. I got a nice little journey. So I got to rolling. So I called because one of my clients was there as well. And I'm going to make this as quick as possible. But anyway, I called them, asked them had the emergency response got there. And it was only the fire department and the sheriffs, but the ambulance hadn't got there. And they end up calling me back, asking me about the location. I'm like, no, that was 20 minutes ago. So y'all supposed to have been there. So I gave them the location again. But anyway, my client said he think it was going to be too late because the fire department or the sheriff, whichever one checked, said she didn't have no pulse. But anyway, by the time the emergency response got there, the medical people, the ambulance, hey, she was in the spirit world, man. And I believe she was an elderly lady as well, man, just from knowing who the lady said she was and who her sons was, because I know some of her sons. But, you know, hey, man, the Lord is not a respecter person, man. Everybody's going to be judged, man, whether you're young or old. Because she had to be a lady of age, man. Like I say, I know some of her sons and they of age. So, you know, I'm going to read the scripture again. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. The just Lord Yahweh is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. You know, so this lady, as old as she was, the Lord preserved her to judge her on this particular day, man. You know? So that's why, you know, we have to pray Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man, to preserve us, to keep his mercy upon us. Because, hey, the Lord is judging people now, man. Everybody can get it. Everybody is being judged. Okay? And there's no age cap on the Lord's judgment, man. You can be fresh out the womb or 1 foot in the grave damn near, you know? So I'm going to give one more scripture and I'm going to close it out. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 3. Hebrews chapter 10, verse 3. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. You know? It's a fearful thing. It should be a fearful thing. That's why the scriptures say to fear the Lord is wisdom, man. And, you know, we know how the old people are, man. You know, I'm pretty sure she was a Jesus fan, you know. And I'm saying that, you know, I'm pretty sure. Because this is like the area over there is kind of like where I live, where I grew up. So I already know the caliber of people that believe in, you know, that Jesus shit, man. You know? And who knows what she has done in her life or previous life, man. But what I do know for sure is that the Lord judged her, man. And this was a harsh judgment and a hell of a way to go out, to be on this earth for this long and the Lord take you out, you know, the way he took her out, man. I'm talking about losing control, hitting the side of the turn about the road and go airborne and drop 40 to 50 feet, man, and hit a tree to bring forth your death. That's a fearful thing, man. That's a very, very fearful thing, man. And really, that was light work for the Lord, man. You know, because the Lord really could have caused the car to burst into flames, man, while she was trying to gasp for air. You know? So it was a hell of a judgment, but it was mercy all in the same. That's why it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, man. But, you know, that's about it, man. Just, you know, through the Spirit, bringing the video out, just because I witnessed the Lord's judgment firsthand, man, a couple of hours ago. And the Lord is going to continue to bring his judgment on earth, man. That's why we got to pray to Habashim Yahushua, you know, not to take his spirit from us and to allow us to be continually in his good grace and mercy, man. Because the only outlet of surviving and not enduring, you know, just crucial judgment from Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is by being rooted with the Lord and the Lord having mercy upon us, man. So, hey, Lord willing, it was an edifying lesson. I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rukakwadash. Double honor to our apostles, our elder bishops, the great millstone, and Ruel. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect. Shalom.